out.
Yes, a very good afternoon to you. Welcome to Scoreline. My name is Robinson Okenya. We are going to take a look at what is happening in the wonderful and fantastic world of sports today. Remember, this is a super weekend. Arsenal will be taking on Manchester City tomorrow, and also we'll be seeing Napoli take on Juventus, as well as Inter Milan taking on AC Milan at the San Siro in one of the biggest games that we have in football this weekend. But I want us to begin this afternoon, this afternoon scoreline by taking a look at what is happening in school games. Remember, a number of teams after the completion of the East Africa school games. So we have a number of teams that are preparing for next year to participate in the East Africa Secondary School Games. So we begin with Buruburu girls. Yes. The last time they won the national title was in 2019, and they are seeking to reclaim that title next year. Davis Meria was in training with them and filed the following.
A very good afternoon. Yes, we are at Buruburu Girls in Nairobi. And when you talk about Buruburu Girls, you not cease to talk about basketball. They have been ruling the basketball arena in Nairobi region for the longest time. And actually in 2019, they lifted the national title. Last year, the national title actually was elusive after losing in the finals against national champions. I'm talking about Butere Girls, 49-43. I'll be talking to them just to tell us how has the season been. They represented Kenya in the East Africa region games that were held in Uganda. They are actually hitting the road running back to training and actually sharpening their arsenal ahead of the 2025 games, which are set to be held next year. I'll be speaking to some of the players, including the captain and other players, and also I'll be talking to the technical bench, talk about the head coach, Julius Otieno, who has been instrumental in the team. Just introduce yourself and talk to us the position that you play and how has 2024 been on your side?
My name is Adut. I play the 5th position. So I think this year it has actually been good. It has been tough as well because it's not that easy to run that much, but it was good. We tried our level best where we reached the East African Games. And I think next year we're actually planning on winning again from the nationals to now East Africa, where we are going to lift the championship. That is what we are aiming for our next time. Yeah.
Of course, thank you so much and all the best. I'll be speaking to another player. Just introduce yourself, the position that you play in the field. And of course, everyone was looking at you, including me. I was there in Machakos, and the final was that competitive. Just introduce yourself and talk to us. How has 24 been and some of the things you've learned and you're working on right now as a player?
Hi, I'm Camille Wanjiku. I play point guard. For me, this season has been great, competitive. I can say it's competitive. But from what I've learned, it's about teamwork. Nothing, you cannot play alone. That's impossible. You have to play with your team. You have to understand your team. You have to understand each and every player of your team. And you have to work as a team to get that championship.
I'll be talking to one girl who has been with the team, and she's always on the touchline in the field just to motivate her teammates in bagging every win and every game that comes their way. Captain, welcome on KTN. Just introduce yourself. Talk to us. Which position do you play, and maybe which class are you?
So my name is Emma. I'm the captain of Buruburu Girls basketball team. I'm in Form 3. I started basketball while I was in Form 1. So this year was good. We started preparing ourselves last year, and we knew last year that this year will be a very hard competition. So we had to start our competition last year. We started with the regionals. After proceeding to the regionals, we went to nationals, and we lost the game at the finals, but we still proceeded to the East African Games, where we went up to semi-finals as the only Kenyan team left surviving for girls basketball team, and we became number 4.
Thank you so much and all the best.
Thank you.
Talents will take you all the way to the places you've not ever been. That is the word from the captain of Buruburu Girls. And right now, I am joined by head coach Julius Otieno. They always call him OT. OT. Welcome on KTN. Of course, I am so happy to see you again. The last time we were together was in Machakos. How has it been? And just have a recap of the season.
The season has been good for us. What the plans that we had for the season were all of them came to fruition. We built our team from last year. We didn't expect to go far. We went to the nationals as underdogs. We became runners-up. We wanted just to be in the medal brackets so that we now fight for next year to be champions. Now this year has been very good. We did so well. We went to East Africa. We learned a lot from the Ugandan teams. They play high pressing basketball, which we don't do in Kenya. Mostly in schools, we don't press so much. That is what we learned. So next year, we are now ready for the Ugandan teams. And we shall eventually emerge champions, national champions and East Africa champions. So I'm telling everybody, watch Buruburu Girls next year.
Coach, when I entered here, I noticed you have a very huge squad. How has the transition been? So in a way that it has been so seamless. How do you always work around it to see Buruburu maintains its sport, not just in Nairobi region, but at the national level?
When Form 1s come to the school, they always have to learn that Buruburu Girls has always been there for basketball. So most of the girls, maybe 100 or so, join basketball. Then they begin training. Like now, you have most of those girls are Form 1s. They are now starting the game. Then they are going to transition to Form 2. The team that played in East Africa were Form 2s and Form 3s. So when they eventually transition out, the Form 1s will now step in. So that is how we normally do the training. Then most of the training by Form 1s are done by the senior players. So the senior players coach the other ones as they learn the fundamentals, then they fit into the main team.
So of course, talking about Buruburu Girls, you'll not cease to talking about Buruburu Girls, you'll not cease to talk about the supportive part that has been enacted by the principal, who is actually here. Principal, just introduce yourself and talk to us what it takes for Buruburu to post such a good result, not just in Nairobi, but at the national level and also in the East Africa region.
Wow, thank you. Thank you for this space where we have to talk about Buruburu Girls. We are very proud of it. It's a brand for us. And we are proud that we managed to get to East Africa Games. It has taken a lot of effort, I must admit, but a lot of strong will from the team and the teachers. And the board has been very supportive. I must say it takes a lot of investment in terms of time, a lot of will, emotional support for the girls. It is tough for them, like they have to practice all day in the hot sun and they have to balance it with the academics. All this put together has worked for us. But I must say the strongest pillar we have in our success is the coach. Our coach, Mr. Otieno, is a diadem for us. I mean, he's a man we are proud of. He is there day and night training them. Even when it is sunny, when it is raining, he's there for us. He's very firm with the girls, but equally very encouraging. And that has propelled the girls to the heights they have managed. I am proud that the school is also doing very well academically. And therefore, when we are talking about building a brand, every girl understands that they need to play their part very well so that we build the name that all have to pride in. So that is how we have managed to get that far. Yes.
Principal, maybe how do you ever feel that you've been one now recognized as the feeder for the national team, the clubs, one of the biggest clubs maybe in Africa and in the country? How do you feel about that? That your players are actually succeeding in the game maybe?
One, I've just remembered I didn't introduce myself. I am Madam Stella Wambua, Chief Principal Buruburu Girls. Now, in the East African space and the broader African space, we are proud to be there. I mean, who doesn't enjoy glory? So we are happy, but it's a challenge on our side, and we are taking it with the right step. We are preparing hard for the next year, and we are aligning our teams very well, ensuring that we are replacing the candidates with the young attacks, so that we groom a team that is going to propel us very far.
Thank you so much and all the best. Remember, Buruburu girls will be gunning now to reclaim their title next year. This year, they actually lost in the semi-finals in the East Africa Games that were held in Uganda, losing to St. Noah, who were actually eventually emerged the champions of the girls basketball category. And so this is one of the schools that have been the feeder for clubs and universities. Remember, the skipper of the national women's teams, I'm talking about Kenya Lionesses, that is Melissa Akinyi, was here and was a student in 2012. So we shall be following to see how they'll be preparing and how they'll be going into the field come 2025 to reclaim their title. Back to you in studio.
Thank you very much, Davis Mberia, who was at Buruburu.